already subscribed, and welcome if you're new. This is your relationship reading. I'm not going to go over all the planets. The only thing that's different this particular week, previous to last week, is Mercury's going into retrograde on the 7th, and Charon, an asteroid, will be retrograde on July 8th. And then by this time, Mercury is already moved into Leo, and it'll be in retrograde on the 7th, and Venus is in Cancer. So only major difference here, Mars is also in Leo. So there's a lot of Leo energy, still a lot of, not necessarily a whole lot of Capricorn energy, but Saturn and Pluto are both in Capricorn and retrograde. Neptune is retrograde as well, but I went over all of that information in the previous video, so I won't recap that. And I think I will start just doing a collective reading and go over all the astrology stuff in that reading to prevent from being so repetitive, because not everyone cares also, and the people who do care will likely want to watch a collective reading as well. If your readings resonate for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs, then the collective reading will likely resonate with you as well. Okay, and keep in mind it could be past, present, or future energy, so, or a mixture of all three. So if it doesn't resonate now, it could in the future. Or it could be something that's already taken place in your life. It could be any relationship in your life, including the relationship you have with yourself. Doesn't always have to be intimate relationships. It could be family, friends, work relationships, you name it. Anything that's prominent in your energy field right now, or that's important that the universe decides it wants to either warn you about or give you some insight on. Okay. Because it could be something that you're thinking like, well, that's not important, but it may be important later. So just keep an open mind. Always check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. If you don't know how to do that, there's a link below showing you how to do that with my social media information, how to book a personal reading, how to donate, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Left side is you, right side is your person. It could flip-flop. You could be the right side, and your person could be the left side, or you could take over the entire reading. Top is mental, middle is emotional, bottom is behavior. We'll also look at the relationship situation and the overall theme of the reading, advice, and the likely outcome. 4 shuffles for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. 1, 2. Overall theme of the reading could be curiosity. Could also be new communication, new thoughts, or just like curiosity in that sense of new thoughts. Could also be a little bit of spying or paying attention to detail, or need to pay attention to detail. I do feel like there more than likely is a need to pay attention to detail. Anytime this Page of Swords comes up, I think it is a need to pay attention to detail. Plus, Mercury will be retrograde, so for that reason alone, you want to double check everything, contracts and travel things, and making sure your communication is clear, your thoughts are clear, all of that. So that's the overall theme of the reading right now. That's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, air energy. This could be a new situation, or new communication, or new thoughts, new curiosity, or learning new things in the aspect of communication and intellect, like thinking in a new way, being also imaginative. The relationship situation involves the 3 of Cups. Celebrating happy times. It could be a love triangle for some of you. It doesn't have to be. I didn't get that right off the bat. I did get celebrating happy times, meeting new friends, socializing, maybe celebrating new babies, a wedding, some type of accomplishment, or just celebrating life, celebrating the holidays, celebrating, well, not your birthday, but you could be celebrating somebody else's birthday. Well, not if you're a son, of course, but whatever. I don't get third-party situations, but for some of you, there could be some type of love triangle or third-party situation that's not limited to another person. That could be anything external to the relationship that is causing any discord. On your mind, I think you're creative focus is on point. You probably are feeling very curious and very brilliant. Just coming up with a lot of new ideas is what I get from that Page of Swords as well. You could just be feeling very happy and celebrating this new curiosity or these fresh ideas that you keep coming up with, because we have the Magician in your mental space. I think you're coming up with a lot of brilliant ideas, and your creative focus is really on point, and you're feeling very powerful in your creative energy, and you feel like you can manifest anything, and that's beautiful. In your heart space, you could be working on a partnership or blending with someone or creating a harmonious partnership with somebody. This could be a business relationship, like I said, any relationship, but you are coming together with someone and finding balance, or you could also be creating balance within yourself. But this involves a lot of emotional fulfillment or happiness. There could be some reconciliation or just peace in your heart space and within your relationship or relationships in general. You could just be really happy. This is good energy. And then for your behavior, I think you are creating stability and order and structure within your element. You are not so much playing it safe, but you're making wise investments and using your time, energy, and effort wisely, and just being very mindful of where you invest in every sense of the word. This is Capricorn energy. I think you're just being very smart about what you invest your time, energy, effort in, and also money, what you give your energy to, and just doing what's best for you, creating stability within yourself. And this almost feels like a boundary, like creating some type of boundaries for security, because this is also about security, protection, and I said stability, but like a foundation. Trying to create a foundation, trying to, like, building a foundation. Could also be like saving money for the future or something like that. Okay, your person's mental space. Ooh, we have the Empress. This person is also feeling very creative. This could be a business partnership or something that you could be merging together with someone, because this could be you two coming together with your creative ideas. Like, this person is very resourceful, you are very organized and like action oriented, and this person is just like very creative and resourceful, and you could be coming together and bringing both of your cups of creativity and passion and love together to create something beautiful and a harmonious partnership. This could all be you as well, though, Taurus. This is Taurus energy or Libra. I kept getting Libra too. You may have, if you have Libra and Taurus in your chart, Venus rules both planets, so Venus could be affecting you, or that Venus and Taurus energy that we previously had, or something. I don't know. You could just be feeling yourself. But this is divine feminine energy. It is also maternal or motherly energy, sensuality, beauty, but also creativity. Feeling very creative and just coming, like I said, coming up with all kind of ideas, and just feeling like you can accomplish anything, like you can manifest any of these ideas. At least your spirit is like very creative and on point. Whether or not you're acting on these things, I think there's very much so a strong potential to manifest a lot of beautiful things. The Empress is also about abundance. I think there's just some valuable thoughts circulating within your mind. Very valuable thoughts. Your emotional space, I think you are learning. Like I said, with this over here, if this is all you, this makes perfect sense. If this is your person, you probably are mirroring each other a little bit. But making sure you invest wisely with your time, energy, and effort. Your person, in their heart space, this could represent someone abandoning a relationship, but doesn't mean this relationship. It could just mean any other relationship that's unfulfilling, or is not emotionally rewarding, or it's not a happy connection, or it's not giving them anything. This is Pisces energy. Could also be water. However, this is about leaving things behind that are no longer serving you. And I think this person is just like just kind of realizing where maybe they had previously put efforts into something that it's like they're coming to terms with something not being as fulfilling as maybe they thought it would be, or maybe they wanted it to be. And they're coming up with obviously new brilliant ways of being resourceful. Both of you, I think this applies to both of you, coming up with a lot of new ideas. If not, this is all you. Yeah, this person very well could be ending relationships. This doesn't have to be your relationship. Because we have the Two of Cups here. You could be, like I said, there could be a third party situation. You could be off with someone else, and this could very well be spying. This could very well be spying, like somebody's keeping a close eye on you. Your person's keeping a very close eye on you. They could be finding out, because the way this page is looking at these two people over here, like you over here starting something new, and your person figured it out that there's a love triangle, and they're like, I'm ending this, because we have the Ten of Swords that represents betrayal, backstabbing. You could be the mother of this person's kids. With the Empress here, that could be why they're thinking about you. Or this could also be the father, but they could be consulting a mother figure, a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, or something like that. But this person is walking away from maybe they feel like you abandoned the relationship if you're cheating, or if you went off and started some new relationship with someone else. Maybe they feel like you abandoned the relationship and they've just been spying on you and keeping a close eye on you. But they feel betrayed, they feel backstabbed. There's been a breakdown in this relationship, or the relationship is ending. Or this could also represent a phase of a relationship ending. This could also represent someone leaving emotional baggage behind from even past betrayal. This could be a past third-party relationship, and now you're in a place where you are working towards something else. It could resonate different ways for different groups of you. Let's go ahead and clarify. Shuffle, please. Let's clarify the whole spread. And I just keep getting Libra. I keep wanting to say Libra. Some of you are dealing with the Libra, or some Libras may be dealing with a Taurus, and you're cross-watching for, or you may have Libra in your chart. So we got the Four of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. Someone is kind of like, staying like, playing it safe. I didn't want to say that at first. I didn't get that at first, but someone is wanting to play it safe. Some of you may be coming up with a lot of brilliant ideas that you're afraid to act on, or you're not quite financially ready to invest, or you're not quite ready to put your time or energy and effort into it, or you haven't figured out how to make time for it yet, or these are just fresh new ideas and you're just trying to balance your funds and figure out where you can, where you can find some wiggle room to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, with the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Swords being in the relationship situation. The overall theme. But it is, again, about order and security, trying to create order and security within whatever the situation is. But I think in that sense, like trying to create that order and security, there is a strong need to pay attention to detail. Also paying attention to your thoughts and the way you communicate as well. Especially if you're signing contracts or things like that. Because, again, Mercury is going to be retrograde here in a couple days. Then we have Temperance with the Three of Cups. So, you could be negotiating something or trying to find balance, I think, in this connection. Some of you, I think maybe there previously was a third-party situation or a love triangle of some sort, and maybe you have moved past that, or you're working past that, and you're trying to find balance, and you're trying to negotiate and create balance within this partnership. Some of you are, I think, trying to get to a place where you're working towards, I'm trying to minimize something. You're working towards partnership and trying to create balance within this connection. Trying to come together and blend what you have, merge your ideas, and just come together and create some type of harmony. That's what I'm getting from this. There could be celebration involved as well. This could be also co-parenting, because it could be like an ex-wife, ex-husband, or your child's father, your child's mother. You could be trying to create balance within this situation. One of them could be like a little bit jealous, or haven't had a hard time letting you go or something, and they watch you a lot, and it's like you're their comfort zone. They were really comfortable with you, and they may have been like afraid to like branch off and maybe start a new relationship, but maybe they watch you a lot, and maybe that's kind of where some conflict, I don't want to say conflict, maybe there's some type of imbalance in your connection because of that. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my lighting. With the Magician, we have the Nine of Wands for your mental space, Taurus. This represents, hold on. Goodness, this represents being resilient. I think you kind of, you know what it takes. You know what it's going to take for you to manifest what it is that you want. You're very strong and persistent, and you, I think, are in a place where you are understanding that you're going to have to make, you may have to make some sacrifices to manifest what it is that you want. It's also, you also are feeling, I think, a little bit, you're in a protective energy, and yeah, that's what, yes, okay, yeah, slightly, not quite defensive, because that sounds a little bit derogatory, but I think you're just wanting to protect yourself. And what did I say? Like creating security. Yeah, but like, yeah, wanting to protect yourself. Yeah, I think you are trying to protect yourself. Some of you could be practicing magic, like Wicca or witchcraft or something like that. Some of you could just be practicing magic and just trying to make sure you work in the light, or defending yourself against like spiritual warfare, things of that nature. You could just be trying to make sure that you are protecting yourself while you are manifesting and while you're being spiritually creative as well. Maybe not all of you, but yeah. Then we have the King of Swords with the Two of Cups. So there was some conflict. Somebody, okay, the King of Swords in the reverse is someone who can't communicate their thoughts in a mature or polite manner. Somebody who's very strict or an authoritarian, somebody who's cold, possibly rude, angry, or just even just downright evil, like very egoic and a destructive mentality. Harsh words, like I'm getting like penetrable words, like words that just hurt you. And I think either you're receiving this, like one of you I think really wants to work on this, but this is probably the factor that's making it the hardest. And the other person is just really cruel, or very distant, emotionally distant, and not communicating their emotions, or maybe you're not communicating that you want to work on this partnership. It could also be, yeah, like I said, being very egoic, head ruling over the heart. Like you really want to work on this partnership, but you're being prideful, or not, you know, just being just cruel just for the sake of being cruel. I'm sorry, this lighting is driving me crazy. There we go. Closet Chronicles, the drum. So your behavior, we have the Lovers in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles, and I think this is boiling down for you, not even in the sense of this relationship. I think you're not making wise decisions. You're not making decisions from a love space. You probably are making decisions based on fear. Like I said, you're in a very egoic mentality, very head over heart, and because of that, you're probably staying in your comfort zone, or trying to play it safe. Like I didn't want to say play it safe, but that is what came to mind, like playing it safe. Some of you are playing it safe, but you're not really making wise decisions for yourself, or decisions that reflect maturity, or that are good for the long term, like for the future. not making decisions based on love. This could also be infidelity, like I said. You could be challenged in this connection, and maybe your partner is challenging you, not in a bad way, but they're challenging you for growth, and you're not ready for it, and because of that, you want something that's more comfortable. So this situation that you chose is not a smart decision. It's going to keep you in your comfort zone. It's going to keep you safe, but it's also going to keep you stagnant. It involves imbalance. Jealousy could be emotionless sex. It could be arguments. It could also be making wrong choices. Indecision. This could be indecision for a lot of you, just not making a choice, or making poor choices, or just avoiding choices altogether. Some of you could be avoiding, like I said, some of you really want to work on some partnership, but you're avoiding doing so. You're feeling very defensive. Well, this is like almost completely different from what I thought at first, but if I interpret it one way and it resonated for you, then that's the way you take it. But it's like this escalated quickly. It took a turn real quick, huh? This could also be like being disappointed by your partner's actions, taking an easy option. I think that's what some of you are doing, like going with the easy option, like, oh, it's comfortable, this is safe, I'm just going to stick with this, and it's not necessarily the best decision for you. It's not going to challenge you or help you grow. It's just going to kind of keep you getting by. Like I said, it's also infidelity. I'm getting a multitude of different storylines, and because I know there are a lot of Taurus people who watch my videos, I'm sure all of them resonate for different groups of you. Okay, so in your person's mind, we have the Knight of Cups with the Empress. Okay, so the Knight of Cups in the reverse is about someone who's making empty promises, or who's just all talk and no action. Someone who maybe like invites you out, calls you or texts you, and you text them, they don't text back. There is a potential for a lot of creativity, or maybe this could also be their energy, like they're not acting on their thoughts, or maybe they say they're going to do something, like, oh, they have all of these amazing ideas, but they never put their plans into motion. They never act on any of these things, and it's like all talk and no action, or empty promises. Somebody's very charming, a dreamer. Spiritual energy could be Pisces, could also be water, Scorpio, or Cancer. This could be issues with intimacy or commitment. I think this person has a problem with committing or following through with their goals, their dreams, their visions, everything that they feel very passionate and creative about. I think this person is very resourceful, probably very talented, but for whatever reason they may doubt themselves or something. They just, talented but unrealistic. They may be lazy. They may not want to put the work in, or they just may not know exactly. They may not have the creative focus that you have. Or if this is all you do have a creative focus. You just are very defensive, and maybe your ego is what's preventing you from having working partnerships, because it keeps you from making the right decisions and building the right connections that are going to help you grow. It can resonate different ways, like I said. Some secrets have been revealed to you, I think, with the Moon card being in the reverse and the Eight of Cups. This is both Pisces energy. You very well could be dealing with a Pisces, or someone who has Pisces in their chart. You may have Pisces in your chart. And Pisces and Virgo, I think, are opposite. Yeah. But the Moon in the reverse could be some secrets coming to light, or some suppressed emotions coming up. It could just be also paranoia or unhappiness. Could be insomnia as well. But this could represent like some buried emotions that need to be addressed, or some deep emotions that have been suppressed coming up, that very well could be resonating because of the Pluto energy and the Neptune energy and the Chiron energy. But this is also a need to like evaluate what's holding you back. That this person probably very well could have done that and realized what was holding them back, and you know, they are no longer being held back. This could also be, like I said, secrets coming out or being revealed, or not necessarily secrets, but your intuition revealing something that had been suppressed, that was maybe unclear or unknown. It is now becoming clear or becoming known. It involves something that was previously holding this person back. They're now being able to address this energy, whatever these deep emotions were or fears. They're being able to address it and move on. And obviously the moon is here, and that's Pisces energy. So both cards are Pisces. We have the Strength card in the reverse with the 10 of Swords. This person, if this was an infidelity situation, I think this person does feel very broken by the secrets that have been revealed. Part of me feels like some of these people, it's like you knew, like the situation had been over, you knew it was over, but for whatever reason you couldn't deal with that, and this is like a tower moment. The universe had to come in and make you deal with this energy so that you would finally walk away from this, because you probably needed to walk away from it a long time. This feels like emotional baggage that you had accumulated, all these cups, and now finally you realize none of this shit is serving me. It's time to move on in the emotional space. You feel very betrayed by it. It's like, even though you are moving on, your person, if this is not you, with this 10 of Swords and the Strength card in the reverse, you feel like your spirit is broken, or you feel like either discouraged or weak. This could also be lack of self-control. If this is all you, this could be lack of self-control too, like just being overindulgent or impulsive, making just bad decisions just for the fuck of doing it, like just for pleasure or lust. But I think you're having a little bit of doubt in yourself, a little bit of paranoia, a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety, especially with the Knight of Cups, 2 in the reverse, like kind of like doubting your abilities, or just being a little bit unrealistic in your ways of thinking that you can't get past this, or thinking that or I mean, like having a loss of courage, or like if this is like the end of a relationship or something, if there was like some infidelity, you could just be feeling like, or your person rather, crosswatcher or Taurus, you could be feeling like this situation is just like the ending, the end all be all. Like you walk away from this situation. So I get a very melancholy vibe from this. Like you did not want to walk away from this, and you feel like, what am I moving on to? There's always something better. You don't end one chapter and move on to nothing. There's always something new. Where there's an ending, there's a new beginning. But this person is feeling discouraged by this situation, even though it's something that obviously they felt hurt by, and it was time to move on from it. They have a lot of wonderful ideas, creative ideas that, and they are very resourceful and talented, but for whatever reason, this person is not using all of their full potential. They're not performing, or performing at their full potential. I guess that's what I want to say. Y'all, I'm sorry. I hope y'all follow me. Let's get your advice. 3 cards from the Star Material. They're taking jumpers, so I guess I'll take another jumper, or another set of jumpers. One more, please. Let's get some advice. Taurus, summarizing this. Four of Wands. All right, so we have the 4 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the 8 of Wands. Right off the bat, I think you are creating some type of, or there's an opportunity to create a foundation. Or maybe you need to pay attention to the way you create your foundation. If this was a relationship that fell apart, pay attention to, I think this is about paying attention to the foundation, paying close attention to the way this foundation was laid previously, to make better decisions, whether you're coming together and like leaving some emotional baggage behind and creating a fresh start within this relationship, or whether you're moving on to someone new completely. This is about paying attention to the way the foundation was built, so that you don't manifest any bad luck again. Let's look at the Four of Wands. Alright, set the stage for celebration. Communicate and build your pillars of relationship. Achieve a beautiful balance. This is about relationships of all kind again. It's about communicating clearly. This does show me that there has been some immature or imbalanced communication, because the heart and the mind may not be balanced, and whoever this side resonates with, but there is a need for communication. Your guides are telling you to communicate, to be clear, so that you can create a strong foundation in this relationship. If it is something that you want to last, because it more than likely is a soulmate connection, and there is a potential for stability and growth and a strong foundation. You just have to make the right choices. And in this energy, you're not making the right choices. You're not making wise decisions. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, or Wheel of Life in this particular deck, the Starman deck. This is about karmic cycles. Saturn is still retrograde. Saturn deals with karma, past life energy, and things like that. Do not start a new project. Relax and be patient. Look into your patterns. Where are you blocked? Understand change and inevitable. Learn to ride out the waves. I think, yeah, this is just reiterating what I just said. Like, it's not time for you to start anything new, because you haven't corrected your behavior from the previous cycle. So there's a need to pay close attention to the foundation that you have built, and make sure that you don't move any forward until you correct this. Otherwise, you're going to have a big fat tower moment. Eight of Wands. Let's look at the Eight of Wands in this deck. A lot of passion here. Alright, this is Sagittarius energy also. Take initiative, strive for improvement, harness the available energy coming in. Listen, take advantage of all these energy shifts, of your intuition being heightened, any gifts or talents being revealed to you. Take advantage of all of that. Take your time with this. I think this is also telling you not to rush. Take initiative, yes, especially for this person. Take initiative, and you too. Because this defensive energy, like, take initiative to first pay attention to where you need to make adjustments, and then also with actually going ahead and making those adjustments, and understand that change is not comfortable. It's never comfortable. It's not supposed to be. So be mindful of that, and just accept that, you know what I'm saying, and ride the waves. You know, it can be as fun as you make it. If you think you're gonna be miserable, then you will be. Or if you think, you know, oh, I can't do this, this is so hard, everybody's gonna treat me like this, or if you feel like you deserve whatever happened, or if you don't have any courage or strength from within, then you can manifest exactly what you don't want. You can make that happen. Bring it right to you. So be mindful. Alright, 3 cards for the likely outcome. Taurus, please. 2 more shuffles. I just saw the Wheel of Fortune again. Alright, Hierophant, the 4 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. So this is definitely a spiritual union. It involves your spiritual path and your spiritual growth. There could be marriage. There is a lot of potential for marriage if this is a romantic connection, or maybe some of you were married, and this could also be divorce. The way these cards are, yeah, it very well could be divorce. Yeah, this could be divorce. This could be divorce more so than marriage. It could be somebody who you were married to. That doesn't change the fact that it's probably still a part of your spiritual growth. It was still a spiritual union at one point, whether it is now or not. And this is Taurus energy. So there were lessons to be learned here. This also can involve tradition, rules, religion, spirituality, things like that. This represents like a rest, a need for a break, needing time to think, meditation. It's also my me time card, clearing the mind, which I think is very necessary here to control that egoic energy, to get that balanced. And also if there have been some third-party situation going on, like just a need to take a break, like you were the one in the middle of the third-party situation, like you had 2 people, maybe you just need some time for yourself because you had too much going on, or you were recipient, whatever spectrum, end of the spectrum you're on in this situation, whichever point of the triangle or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whichever role you played, it could have been draining. You just need some time to yourself, need time to think, or maybe you just will take time to think, maybe take a small vacation to yourself and reflect on what was lost. This does not mean that anything lost was bad. Sometimes it's just emotional baggage, something that you needed to get rid of anyway. But I think you're reflecting on just reflecting, and it could represent loss, like fear of losing a relationship. Also, if it's a marriage, some of you are probably sad about it, and some of you are probably just not so sad about it. You're just reflecting, or maybe you thought you would be okay, and then afterwards you feel like shit. You feel pretty shitty about it, because we have 5, 4, 5. Ha. So some of you, this is a marriage coming to an end, and you probably could be mourning this loss. Some of you not like boo-hoo crying, but just like reflecting on everything, and just like looking, like just reminiscing and reflecting on what is no more, what is no longer, because loss is not always a bad thing. What did I get from that? I'm gonna pull some Kipper deck cards just because I do think this has something to do with either marriage or divorce or something, and I know this deck will help me find out. All right, 3 cards for the likely outcome, please. For Taurians, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. 1 more shuffle, please. And I'll take jumpers. Why not? What is the likely outcome based on this spread for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. That could be family, friends, people in your neighborhood, people that you know, mutual friends and family, main female. Coffin. Yeah, there's definitely something ending. Some of you, this could be also bereavement, and look, marriage at the bottom. Either a marriage is coming to an end, or there will be a marriage. There could be like some reconciliation in a marriage. Not for a lot of you, if any of you, not for a lot of you. But yeah, we got community, main female, and coffin. Somebody may be ending the relationship, telling everybody that they're ending the relationship with their main female. Like if you were the wife, then maybe you're getting divorced or something like that. Let's look at community real quick. Let me skim through this. I know it talks about like friends, family, relatives, any like-minded people, unions, groups, or associations, partnerships, harmonious relationships. I think this represents the relationship with the main female ending. I think somebody is getting a divorce, or there's a split happening. I think someone's finally walking away. I think whoever this is probably should have walked away a long time ago. That's what it feels like. They should have walked away a long time ago, and they're finally ending the situation, putting it to rest. I'm not even going to look deeper into these cards. The main female is whoever the main female is, like the wife, the most prominent woman, like I guess by rank or whatever. Whoever this Empress would represent the divine feminine, or a male's divine feminine energy. But I think this situation is coming to an end. For some, this could represent like a funeral. someone could be passing away, so my condolences. However, I don't think that it's an actual death. I think it's death in the sense of like a metaphorical death. It very well could be somebody like passing on, especially now that I look at this again too. It shows destruction, malice, anger, rage, a time to say goodbye, concern, all areas of life, relationship is ended, or also retirement from a job. It's like it's time to accept transition, even though it's hard. Yes. So I think, yeah, someone is, it's an ending. It's definitely an ending. That someone's ending something with their main female, basically. And I think it very much so is a divorce. It feels like a divorce. So I'm sorry, or congratulations, depending on how you feel about that. That's your reading, my lovely Taurians. I hope that resonates, and if it does, let me know in the comments, and please donate if you like. And if you want to book a personal reading, I'm also now Reiki certified, so I can send distance healing as well. So if you like that energy healing, you can book that below, as well as your personal readings. You can buy jewelry. I'm setting up an Etsy shop soon, so people can order online. I should have done that a long time ago, so I'll be doing that very soon. And you can keep up with me on social media. All the information is linked below, as well as my podcast and other things that I'm doing. I always update on Instagram. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment if the reading resonates. And until next time, peace, love, and light. Oh, also, I'm going to be doing extended readings soon. So any burning questions that you have after these relationship spreads that you tend to always have, please put them in the comments so that I can start formulating a spread for the extended readings, and they won't be any more than like $5 or $6. But as soon as I get that together, I will start launching that, hopefully in July. So wish me luck, and sending y'all peace, love, and light. Bye.